What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to my vlog. And I know it's not Valentine's Day, it's actually President's Day, but I don't really have any particular thoughts about President's Day. I do have some about Valentine's Day, though, so I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day. Now, I realize this is the better part of a week late. Just as my videos fell, there was the one that I wanted to do last week while I was still kind of on that similar train of thought. But it hasn't been an entire week, so I don't want to hear anything saying that I'm late talking about Valentine's Day. It has not been a full week yet. Really, when it comes to Valentine's Day, or as some people lovingly call it, Singles Awareness Day, the whole Singles Awareness Day is especially evident on college campuses, I would think, because you've got all the couples that are there together spending every possible minute of at least that day together. They're in close proximity anyway, so why not be together for as much of that day as possible? But then that leaves the single folk who are not in any kind of relationship, leaving very singled out. I know, phrasing, singles being singled out, but their singleness is even more evident on that day than on most others, because all the couples are together for most of the day. But anyway, moving away specifically from the college campus feel to it, you know, I'd say I kind of get the point of Valentine's Day. Some people come at it from the approach of, especially if they're single, they'll be like, well, I mean, what good does it do anyway? It's, you shouldn't need a special day to show that you care about each other. That's not, I mean, yes, the point of the day is showing that you care about each other, but it's not like you're saying this is the only day that you care about each other. It's just more of a concentrated effort. And really, from what I've gathered, especially for a lot of married couples later on in their marriage life, when they have kids and they're running around busy most of the time, wrapped up in other things going on in their lives, Valentine's Day is nice because it's got that special focus to it where you don't necessarily have to put extra effort into, thinking about doing something nice for your spouse in this case. Yeah, it might seem a little bit unnecessary, and I'm not saying it is necessary by any means, but for those people, I can see how it might be helpful. From my view, it seems a little female-centric. Not that that's a big issue, it's just, in a kind of society that's all about equality and, treating everybody the same way, on a day that is about celebrating love and relationships, not saying it's specifically designated towards females, it seems like a lot of the attention goes toward the females, though, because you hear all sorts of stories about guys doing these extravagant things for their girlfriends or wives on Valentine's Day. You don't necessarily hear that same kind of stuff as much when it comes to women doing stuff for the men. Not that it doesn't happen, it's just it doesn't get talked about as much. I know for me, when it comes to Valentine's Day, it's not necessarily like depressing or really sad. It's more of like, I guess, slightly disappointing at this point in my life, where I'm like, well, there's another year where I am not in a relationship, still single, and yeah, not really too much of a sign of that changing. So for me, if I feel that way, I can only imagine how the ladies out there feel on a holiday that seems to be focused more so on them than on the guys. So for me, I just kind of made the decision to kind of turn that on its head and just do my part to try and not have the ladies around here feeling that same way. So for the single resident parents, for the girls' houses, I decided to go around and just simple gesture, gave them each a box of chocolates, just as something to show them, hey, you know what? There's a guy out there who at least gives two hoots about you and how you feel on this day that's all about love and relationships and that kind of stuff. The biggest thing that I kind of wanted to say in regards to Valentine's Day is, for all you single folk out there like me, you know, on a day like this, on a day like Valentine's Day, I should say, that's not today. On a day like Valentine's Day, it's all about love and relationships and that kind of stuff. Take some courage in knowing that, you know, there are people out there who love you and care about you. It might not necessarily be, you know, in a romantic kind of way, but really, romance and marriage is not the definition of a life well lived. When it comes to having that kind of relationship, I mean, sure, it's Valentine's Day is a nice time to celebrate that. But for those of you who are in a relationship, just maybe keep in mind some of us single folk who aren't necessarily feeling as much of the love on a day like this. Might be feeling a little left out. For somebody out there, whether you're married in a relationship or not, you know, you could, if you want, do something like I did to show some people around you that you care. Who knows, maybe that'll even spark something beyond just being friends or whatever the case might be. But again, that was not my purpose in doing this kind of thing. I think it means a little something more coming from somebody who's not directly related to you, for them to say that, you know, they care about you in any kind of way. That was really part of why I wanted to do this. Now I feel like I'm saying the same kind of thing over and over again, which means I should probably wrap this up. So, that's going to do it for this time around. Like and share if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos as I post them. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a nice Valentine's Day, whatever way that wound up going for you. And yeah, I hopefully will see you in the next video, whenever that is. So, see you later.